2018. We're already in June, people.
I'm done.
We are already in June. How did this happen? Is it me?
I'm gonna blame you.
You're gonna. Why are you blaming me? That's not my fault. Thank you for the host, Draconis. Thank you very much for the host. I get older in July, so it's getting closer to my.
Yeah, I get older in July.
It is Monday. It is the day that everybody dreads, but we have to start the week, the work week, on a day, and Monday happens to be that day. So we're all muddling through the Monday.
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
I'm going back to bed.
It's Thursday.
Mondays don't like me.
Nope. Unfortunately, we are in June. We did a marathon stream on Saturday where we were combing through the actual report, point by point, and the autopsy report for the Las Vegas shooter.
We got down to the witness statements and everything and realized that's a lot of pages of...
It's over 2,000 pages of witness accounts.
And a lot of it is just people that were in the crowd and everything. And we have to understand that there were over 22,000 people present for this concert when this event took place.
Yes, we moved the camera further.
Just a little.
Just a little. Yeah, so we're probably going to wind up going through that. The coffee is strong with this one. Morning, Mitch.
It better be.
So yeah, we're still going to be perusing through the witness statements and seeing if any more documents get released.
And we're still going to track the story, yes.
So we're still going to stay on that like we promised we would when it first came out.
Keeping my ear out and everything for those 3 ladies.
Yep, those 3 ladies that were on the dispatch
Did you
logs.
get sick and tired of me telling you to make your bed?
No.
Well, we can make it all day long and everything. This rotten news hound will mess it up.
Yeah, every time.
Every flipping time.
And the reason it's on us is because Merlin is still on the disabled list. But he did pop into voice chat this morning and he said, weather permitting, that he will be back on the show tomorrow morning. So there is some good news there.
Very good news. And I'm really hoping he does get to be on.
Yeah, we miss our Merlin.
Hurting all the time sucks.
It does, it does. Because of us having to return the laptop back to Rent-A-Center today, I am going to be available on the computer for DMs and stuff until probably somewhere between 5 and 6 in the evening, to where I'm going to turn it over to Ronan, and he's going to have control of the computer. So it's going to be 2 people on one computer, and that's the way we've pretty much decided it was going to go, except for Wednesdays, because that's ladies' night.
Yeah, I'll be streaming on and off too. So
yeah, so I got to break out my notebooks and download Discord on my Kindle.
I'm gonna be streaming some WoW and everything because I stumbled across something that is interesting.
Yeah, there's an extra admin. That's all right, Draconis. It still works, dude. Thank you for the support. As always, all of my streams are promo streams. Exclamation shill for your Twitch channel. Copy and paste your YouTube channel in the live chat. I don't care. Shill away. We all have to help each other get each other's channels out. June 1st was an interesting date for the Department of Defense. The disabled people have Special Olympics. We have the actual Olympics. And the Department of Defense, for their disabled veterans, has what is called the Warrior Games from June 1st to June 9th, and that's in full swing. So if you guys want to, keep a hold of that. Okay, cool, Panina. That would, well, any kind of, any little bit helps. Also, over the weekend, coming out of the EU, which has been addressed by Dave Cullen, Cognitive Thought, Irate Bear, and others over there in the UK, is Article 13, which, if EU passes it, the meme of, you got a license for that link, mate, will actually become a reality, and many of us won't be able to broadcast in the EU anymore, because there will be a fine for anything that we link to source-wise. Any video that we use that is fair use, they're basically circumventing the fair use rule.
Yeah.
With this particular thing. I don't know if it's because that's their way of, trying to combat quote-unquote fake news. There is fake news out there. I'm not going to say there isn't, but I would like to say it's more inaccurate news and propaganda. that is, that's a more accurate way of describing what is floating around out there in bits and pieces, and sometimes in large chunks. So, and you do have to spot it. But, like, I know my people out there, you guys are smart. You guys can figure this out. Preventing citations is a very good way to ensure there's more fake news. Yes, Neil?
Yes, it's ensuring that people can only hear what you want them to hear.
Exactly. And on that note, we have a Mezzo in the chat, a Neil, Panina Chan, Arthur from Rhetorical Entertainment, Commander Root, Draconith Fire Soul, Fighter Nutta, otherwise known as Futter, Numbskull, Slow Cool, and Mitch the Ripper. So welcome this morning. Good morning. We don't have anybody from across the pond this morning yet. So far, it's either good morning or, in the case of Mitch, morning Mitch. Because, Mitch doesn't like you presuming that he's having a good one. So it's just morning.
Well, Mitch was having an okay morning, and then he ran across a few things that, tripped his switch, but that's all right.
Yes, I said you were smart, Numbskull. Control the media, control the mind, Kane. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. We ran across a couple of articles this morning. They're not going to be highlighted in the news section, but we will touch on them here. It appears that there are 2 cops in 2 different incidents that didn't practice the proper trigger control and accidentally shot themselves. Thank you for the biddies, Panina. And Panda Bear. Thanks, Panda Bear, and welcome to the show this morning. Thank you for the biddies. Every little bitty helps. Yeah, one cop accidentally shot somebody in a crowd in a bar after he did a backflip, and his pistol fell out of his pocket, and without using proper trigger discipline, he shot somebody in the thigh.
Reached down and snatched it up and everything, and press the trigger. I'm triggered for this. I'm sorry. Give me a second.
Yeah, I got thrown off by the P name. And the other one accidentally shot a woman wielding an airsoft rifle at a marathon.
No, he shot himself.
He shot himself.
While
that
pursuing
one he shot
her.
Himself.
One man that shot himself, and another one that accidentally shot someone else.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
For a nominal fee, I can train you to handle that weapon properly.
Butternut, FBI equals smirk.
Smirk. SMRT, smirk.
Smirk, SMRT, smirk.
They's is pretty smirk, they is.
Trigger discipline. So those are 2 stories that came out of law enforcement that are funny and dumb at the same time.
I know 8-year-olds that can handle a weapon better than that.
I did mention that if there were more stupid cop stories, we were going to have to do a new segment for the show. Today in law enforcement. the blooper files.
Since you're still having problems on that server and everything, I'm absolutely going to have to peruse the donut operator server and start asking about some of these, just for short little blurb segments or something like that and everything, because I think it would just be fun.
It would be absolutely hilarious. Okay, the first tweet this morning actually is about the Warrior Games. Fans got to try out wheelchair rugby during Sunday's Interactive Expo. Sitting in the chair for just a few moments had a profound impact on this attendee. So they actually invited people to see what it was like not having the use of your legs at the event, which is kind of cool. Things like that do offer people a new perspective. Mm-hmm. A day in the life of Officer Whoopsie. Good one. That is, the Department of Defense is doing some really good things with veterans, especially the disabled ones. I think the Warrior Games is really good. It gives them a chance to get out there and, be active and show people that just because they're in a wheelchair doesn't necessarily mean, they can't do things. I'm going to pop this out so I can... There we go. I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the live chat. Here we go. This is the link to the Warrior Games. If you guys are interested in keeping up with what events are where. Those damn cripples appropriating my able-bodied culture. Morning, Jacob. What? Next one is another really cool photo out of NASA. Tomorrow we'll preview our upcoming mission that will study the dynamic zone high in our atmosphere where Earth weather and space weather meet. Learn more about NASA Sun's Ionospheric Connection Explorer mission at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today.
I'll be right back.
Okay. He's got to go out again?
Yeah, I think you got to pee again.
All right. So this is going to happen at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys that link as well, because I think that's going to be neat to watch. Of course, anything coming out of space is kind of neat to watch to me. So there's the link to the NASA event that's happening this afternoon. The Secretary of State has issued a statement. I'm not going to read it because it's pretty much... Secretary Pompeo, we remember the tragic loss of innocent lives in Tiananmen Square. The protection of human rights is a fundamental duty of all countries, and we join with the international community in urging China to make a full public accounting of the events 29 years ago. Now, for those of you that need a little memory jog about Tiananmen Square, that is where the picture of a lone man standing in front of a tank came from. Merlin might be on the show again tomorrow morning. Jacob, he says he's feeling a little bit better, but everything is weather permits with him. So we shall see. He was in the voice chat this morning, and he did sound a whole lot better. So fingers are crossed. I told him you guys were thinking about him and sending prayers and positive energy his way, so that's cool. He likes to know that he's missed. Hi, Virgo Pros. I see you. I popped over there to see why. Look, my list is growing. Welcome, welcome. Next morning tweet is the picture of the day. Our most popular post last week, the fog rolls over the Golden Gate Bridge by Dave Gordon. This is a breathtaking picture of the bridge. This obviously Golden Gate out of California, but I love how he caught the sunrise, the fog going over the bridge. It's an absolutely breathtaking picture in my opinion, and it's really good. I like ending my Twitter segment with pictures like this. There's the picture of the day. Let me see. Was there anything else I was going to cover? Okay. That's cool, Jacob. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. There were some other stories, news stories that I found this morning, but some of them triggered the little hairs on the back of my neck, so I'm going to look a little deep, try and look into them a little bit deeper today, do some more investigation. And those may either be reported on for tomorrow, or they may wind up being blog posts, so keep your eye out on the blog. Also, we have a This Day in History today, where we're going to read the highlighted parts, so let me go ahead and get to that. You guys wanted today's historical events, so that is now a segment on the show. Your input makes this show better because we like to highlight things on the show that you are interested in. Hey, morning, Ghost Dog!
Hey, good morning, Ghost.
So, on this day, June 4th, the first thing on the list is 781 BC, oldest Chinese recording of a solar eclipse. 1039, Henry III becomes Holy Roman Emperor. It depends, sweetie. We're going through a schedule change.
Yeah, we can still try. We're still going to shoot.
Try that?
Yeah,
okay.
We're still going to shoot.
1615, siege of Osaka. Forces under the shogun Tokugawa Ieyasu take Osaka Castle in Japan. And morning, fuckwad. Victory in battle. 1632, Prince Frederick Henry conquers Venlo. I'm glitching.
I see that.
I am glitching. You want to read the next one?
1647, English Parliamentary Army under Coronet George Joyce takes King Charles I as a prisoner during the Second Civil War. Yep.
And we're going to scroll down to find another. Here we go. Victory in battle. 1745. Battle at, oh boy, Hohenfriedberg, Silesia. I know I completely butchered that. Frederick the Great of Prussia defeats Austrians and Saxons. So that's some more tidbits in history. Let me see. 1756. Quakers leave Assembly of Pennsylvania.
Yes.
1760, Great Upheaval. New England planters arrived to claim land in Nova Scotia. Canada taken from the Acadians. Those darn colonists. I had to, sorry. Yay.
1896. Henry Ford takes his first Ford through the streets of Detroit.
Yep. So that is when the first Ford hit the road, so to speak.
Literally.
Literally.
The prototype.
1913, suffragette Emily Davison steps in front of King George V's horse, Anmer, at the Epsom Derby. Ooh. That could have ended badly.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it did.
It probably did. 1919, U.S. Congress passes women's suffrage bill, the 19th Amendment. Let's see here. Johnny Weissmuller. Sorry. Told you I was glitching. Set swim records in 100 and 200 yard freestyle.
Oh. What else was he known for? That's right. He's one of the he took over, I believe, right after Buster Crabbe finished portraying Tarzan in theaters.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you read this one.
1940, Winston Churchill's speech, "We shall fight on the seas and oceans."
That happened today. Nazis forbid Jews access to beaches and swimming pools in 1941. Republic of Croatia orders all Jews to wear a star with the letter Z.
1942, the Battle of Midway begins. Japan's first major defeat in World War II.
1942, Miss Miniver, based on the novel by Jan Struther, directed by William Wyler, and starring Greer Garson and Walter Pidgeon, is released in the U.S. It's the best picture of 1943.
Mm-hmm. 1943, Argentina taking over by General Rawson and Colonel Juan Perón.
1944, Fifth Army enters and liberates Rome from Mussolini's fascist armies.
And they paraded his head on a pike down the street.
Uh-huh. I'll let you read this one.
1944, General Eisenhower cancels planned D-Day invasion on June 5th after receiving unfavorable weather reports.
1945, 6th U.S. Marine Division occupies Oroke, Peninsula, Okinawa. Also in 1945, U.S., Soviet Union, Britain, and France agree to divide up occupied Germany.
1946, largest solar prominence, 300,000 miles or 500,000 kilometers, is observed.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
Ooh, tennis open.
1955, 54th Men's French Championships, Tony Trabert beats Sven Davidson. Let me see.
1956, speech by Khrushchev criticizing Stalin made public.
That was a biggie.
Yep.
That was a biggie. First commercial coal pipeline placed in operation in 1957.
1958, French Premier Charles de Gaulle arrives in Algiers.
1962, Lee Harvey Oswald departs Rotterdam on SS Maasdam to U.S. We all know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. 1963, first transmission of Pop Go the Beatles on BBC Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Beatles World Tour begins in Copenhagen, Denmark in 1964. Next highlighted date.
1979, Joe Clark is sworn in as youngest Prime Minister in Canadian history.
1984, Arnold Palmer fails to make the U.S. Open golf tournament for the first time in 32 years.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big thing in the news.
That was a huge thing, actually, for him. 1984, Born in the USA, 7th studio album by Bruce Springsteen, is released.
Oh, 1984, DNA is successfully cloned from an extinct animal. 1988, Ricky Henderson steals 2 bases for record 249 as a New York Yankee. Also in 1989, Second Children's Miracle Network Telethon raises $770,000.
Mm-hmm. I donated to that one, by the way. 1991, Pope John Paul II compares abortion with Nazi murders.
Oof. Let's see here. 2002, Canadian singer Avril Lavigne releases debut album Let Go.
2017, Ariana Grande headlines benefit concert for victims of her Manchester concert bombing, also featuring Coldplay, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, and
Katy Perry. And that is this day in history. If you want to read more of the unhighlighted history, that's Fuckwad telling us hello.
Yes, hello, Fuckwad.
So, now we move on and play our transition and get right into the news.
The news.
Remembering to undo my mic. Yay, so far so good, y'all. Alright, let's see here, provided this thing doesn't do that again. Out of the National Weather Service, forecast good through Wednesday, June 6, 2018. Drier conditions across the mid-Atlantic today with showers and thunderstorms moving through the northeast. Severe thunderstorms and locally heavy rainfall possible by Tuesday evening across parts of northern plains. Well above normal temperatures expected for the next few days across the Great Plains and into the desert southwest, with below normal values for the northeast. Yep, they're already experiencing that up there.
Yeah.
The low pressure system responsible for prolonged periods of rain and flooding across the mid-Atlantic the past few days will finally pull away from the coast today. Drier conditions are expected on Monday, but flooding of area streams and rivers may continue for another couple of days. To the north, an upper level low rotating through the northeast will bring showers and thunderstorms to the region today, with another round of scattered showers and storms across the mid-Atlantic to the northeast as the frontal boundary moves through on Tuesday afternoon. The western portion of the boundary is forecast to stall across the Gulf Coast, which should keep mainly scattered showers in the forecast the next few days. Return moisture off the Gulf of Mexico into Texas will allow for another couple of days with convection with a marginal risk for severe weather as this moisture intersects a dry line and weak frontal boundary. So moving on to the temperature map for the day, or the actual... I hate it when it does this.
See? You just had to say something.
Let me reload it. Okay, here we go. There we are. So this is the weather map for the day. As you can see, we're spared all the wetness. So is Alabama and Mississippi. Not so much for Louisiana and the eastern half of Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah, it looks like y'all finally going to get some more rain.
Yeah, more rain.
Especially Texas. Sorry, Des.
He's finally going to get hit.
He gonna get some rain.
Yep. Up
today.
Here, this is the New England area and the part where Merlin is at. So he's getting that rain and thunderstorms
today. Yeah.
Yep.
Which, if you have achy joints, is not going to be pleasant.
Look at me. You have something next to your eyeball. There you go.
Thank you.
Temperature map. As you can see, the temperature map for the day. Oh, as I scroll up. Oh, it warmed up a little since this morning. We're going to be in the 80s and 90s today. This often changes from the time we do this to the time we report the news. So we have a warming trend going up north. It's still chilly to cold up there in New England and Maine and out west and northwest for Oregon and Washington State. The Great Lakes are looking a little chilly between the 30 and 40 degree range. But it looks like it's warming up in Illinois, Ohio, and Indiana with temperatures in the 70s and 80s over there. So this is, it's not looking too bad, but since we still have threats of rain and stuff, it's still going to be humid. And if you're out there in that humid climate, please make sure that you stay well hydrated. You're so imperialist. No kidding. No, because I'm in the United States, so futter. So yeah.
The weather in Canada. You got a window? Open it.
So yeah, if you're going to be out there in the high humidity and the high heat, please take plenty of fluids. Keep yourself hydrated. Keep yourself cool. Stay in the shade if possible if you have to be outside doing yard work. and please take breaks and stay indoors between the times of noon and 4 in your area.
Yep.
Because that's where the heat is the worst.
Reminds me.
Too cold to open my freaking window. So there's your weather from Canada.
The weather from Canada. It's fucking cold. Don't even bother with it this morning.
Right? Don't even bother. Don't even bother.
Go back to bed. It's Monday. People will understand.
Yeah, people definitely. All right, here we go. And
talking points.
Yep, there's the talking points. And once again, I'm going to have to do this to wake this thing up and get it lined up. And I know he's going to let me read this one because of all the Spanish names in it.
Yes.
Batman will be fawning over it if he was in the chat.
Oh, dear God.
There's a puppet. Fuego Volcano Eruption kills 25. Guatemala's Fuego Volcano erupted on Sunday, claiming 25 lives and wounding almost 300 people. At the time of this report, Volcán de Fuego had a 5-mile or 8-kilometer lava stream and rained ash and black smoke on the capital as well as other regions. This is the second time the volcano has erupted. A total of 3,100 people have been evacuated from the area out of El Rodeo, Alontenango, and San Miguel Los Lotes. Due to the weather the volcano created, rescue efforts were suspended until 5 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time. As of the story breaking, they were not able to reach La Libertad village due to the lava. The volcano is located about 25 miles from the capital. What the hell? I thought this was an English stream.
Butter.
It is till you get to the Spanish names, and then I have to.
Yeah. We leave this up to this lovely lady right here because I'm not even going to try.
So since this is a developing story from Sunday into this morning, I will be keeping an eye on this too. So that's 2 volcanoes we're keeping an eye on. Kilauea and Volcán de Fuego. Now, for those of you that are wondering, Volcán de Fuego literally means volcano of fire. Please hit your SAP button now. Which I thought was rather redundant and quite unimaginative for a volcano name. Volcán de Fuego. Volcano of fire. I was
Let's keep it simple.
Captain Obvious named that volcano.
They got together and everything. We'll call it this. We'll call it this. No, we keep it simple.
We keep it simple. Butternut.
2 villages over there are stupid people. They will not understand. We keep it simple.
We keep it simple. All right, the next story I will hand over to my wonderful hubby Ronan over here.
Family pet found dead on during Delta layover.
I wasn't fully caffeinated. It will be edited for the transcripts later on.
Okay, I'm glad you will edit that for the transcript because that just threw me. That just messed me all up.
Didn't mean to.
Okay. During a layover on a flight from Phoenix to Newark, the Pomeranian named Alejandro was found dead on Wednesday in its carrier in a cargo area at the airport southwest of Detroit. The owner, Michael Delagrazi, told ADIV-TV, AIDS TV, when he landed here in Michigan, he was alive at 6:30 a.m. and then at 8:20 he wasn't moving. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. We lost a family member. That's exactly what happened, and somebody has to be made responsible for it. He was in there.
Yeah, I used the wrong there.
He was in their care, and they didn't take care of him. Delta told the television station a flight attendant had looked in on Alejandro around 6, and he was doing fine. The same one checked in 2 hours later, and the pup was deceased. The airline released a statement with the following quote: "Conducting a thorough review of the situation to find out more about why this may have occurred to ensure it doesn't happen again." Now, I can say this, having worked for a contractor at one point in time that was contracted to Delta Airlines. I've actually worked for 2 different contractors. Same thing, being here in Atlanta, it's the main hub. If something like this does happen and they start investigating, they will find somebody responsible for it, and that person is going to lose their job, and there's probably going to be monetary compensation.
Yeah.
It will not bring the pup back, but yeah, they're fairly decent. They're not like United. I said that.
With the new fight class.
Yeah, with the new fight class. Yeah. Sign me up for United. I want to go in this new fight class.
Says Sahara Desert is also redundant. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's just I understand if you're going away for a while and you don't trust kennels and you don't trust your neighbor to check in on your pet. You want to bring your pet with you. Your pet is, after all, part of your family. The thing is, traveling with your pet I would rather drive. If I know I'm taking a pet and I can drive to the destination, I'll drive because I don't I don't trust airlines with live cargo in their cargo bay. So
but here's the thing. He did not pass while he was in flight.
No.
He passed in a staging area while they were changing flight, probably while they were cleaning or swapping out aircraft and everything. So something happened while he was ground side.
Yeah. In their cabin. No, yeah, because we did have that United thing where the flight attendant insisted on putting the dog carrier in the overhead bin, which was absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
So the next story we have is the E. coli. Remember the recall? Remember the recall back in March? Yeah, they're still having problems with that. After E. coli illnesses were reported by the CDC in March, there have been 5 more deaths and 200 people from about 36 states that have fallen ill from the bacteria, and it stumped investigators. In March, when the story and recall was first issued, it was determined that E. coli came from contaminated romaine lettuce grown in the Yuma region of Arizona, near the Southern California border. The problem is the FDA has not been able to narrow down the source to one farm, processor, or distributor. Couple that with the product being pulled off the shelf and growing season for romaine over, and neither the FDA may never get to the bottom of the tainted lettuce. Consumer advocates have called on the agency to find more efficient ways of investigating and finding foodborne illnesses. What has slowed down the investigation is the initial linking of the lettuce to prepackaged salad mixes, which are made in various food plants in the U.S. This is what has made finding the supplier of the lettuce difficult. Now, I understand in some cases I can see the frustration of the advocates. I really can. Okay, I feel for them. You want investigations to be efficient, you want them to be quick, and you want them to be concise. But when it comes to the agriculture industry and growing crops, tracing a specific crop to a specific farm and processor and packager takes a long time.
Now here's what I'm going to, if they're from around the same areas and things like that, are you having the same people doing the, granted and everything, these things are treated, everything for pests, and most of it's done crop dusting and everything, but have they checked the crop dusters? Or the chemical components used and everything from the crop dusting? Yeah, see, you understand, don't you?
It seems that he understands. That's his 2 cents.
That's the news hound chiming in.
But I mean, it's like, to me, I understand the outrage from these advocates, but the problem is they have to understand, once you go hunting down a specific strain of E. coli and you have linked it to a specific crop, in this case, romaine. Romaine isn't grown just on one farm. One farm does not a whole nation feed.
No. But they're going to be farms from around the same area, and yes,
the crop
basically, it could have been something in like the liquid fertilizer or the treatment for insects or something like that, and everything. The actual insecticide and everything that could have been tainted and everything, and allowed this pathogen to grow.
Yep.
Again, we don't know. Yep. That's my take on it.
I mean, and it's going to be more difficult now that the growing season is over.
Mm-hmm.
And, everything's been recalled. So they've done their best to keep a lid on it, but there's still people with that tainted lettuce floating out there. They even found tainted lettuce in a prison. Mm-hmm. Somebody ate, and not from a mixed bag either. It was an actual head of lettuce. So it's really sticky and it's really difficult. Alright, here we go. And the last story goes to hubby.
Netanyahu has Iran in mind on way to Europe. On Monday, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to travel to Europe to speak to leaders from Germany, France, and Britain to gain support from allies to amend the nuclear deal with Iran, and also to push out Iranian forces from Syria. The meetings will start with Angela Merkel,
Angela Merkel.
Angela Merkel. Well, whatever. Netanyahu has voiced a positive outlook for the meetings. This is after Israel has officially stated it will not allow Iran to have a firm military presence in Syria, along with President Trump. Israel has been a long-standing critic of the nuclear deal. Israel's prime minister understands there isn't a consensus regarding the deal, but hopes that in time that understanding will be reached. He was not successful in blocking the landmark deal, which alleviated heavy sanctions in exchange for curbing its nuclear program, but preventing it. He hopes to address the parts of the agreement that will end the restrictions on Iran's nuclear activity, including enriching uranium and allowing the country to develop long-range missiles. The original dead deal, which was brought into being by Germany, France, Britain, Russia, China, and the United States, is still backed by all members with the exception of the U.S., who formally withdrew from the deal. It's because they're not holding up to it.
Mm-hmm.
The senior researcher at the Institute for National Security Studies in Tel Aviv University was quoted as saying, "There's no secret that the Prime Minister wants to completely change the agreement and replace it with an agreement that covers the issues that are missing. I don't think that he will change the policy, but he will get maybe a commitment to work on the missing points. Iran still contends its program is for peaceful uses only." I think they're lying.
Yeah, I think they're lying too, but they're going to stick by their guns on that one. And Macron, who has been traveling around there lately, as reported last week, he wants to act as a mediator with this particular situation and other situations that are arising, like the one between Britain and Russia after the gassing of the retired agent, and so on and so forth. Will Macron be successful? Only time will tell, and a watchful eye on the news as well. We hope they can amend the deal, because it was, in fact, a horrible deal. Morning Diz, the nuclear deal was, in fact, a horrible deal. Absolutely horrid. It really lightened a lot of the sanctions and a lot of the restrictions about their enriching uranium, about centrifuges, and things of that nature in regards to the nuclear program. And even when the deal was being struck under the Obama administration, they were still contending that they weren't going to use it to make nuclear warheads, that they were going to use it for peaceful purposes like energy for their country. And there were a lot of skeptics, and there still are a lot of skeptics with what Iran is contending that they're going to use the program for. So we're going to keep an eye on that situation, because it can be a volatile situation. Iran has, when 9/11 happened, I still remember the news clips of Iranians dancing in the streets. So yeah, we're going to be keeping an eye on this too. There's lots of news stories that we keep an eye on. So even though, just like the Las Vegas marathon we did on Saturday, it may take a couple of months to get back around. It's because we're not only keeping an eye on the situation in the news as it develops. Once we see something major and we can corroborate it and actually confirm it, we'll report it here on the show. And today's transcript, as well as today's live stream, will be edited, and the live stream will be uploaded tomorrow to YouTube, as well as the blog post will be released tomorrow as well. Also, for this particular news segment, if you live in Canada or the UK or other parts, and you find newsworthy articles that you want us to report on the show, and you are a member of our Discord, please put it in our newsroom. What is this news based on? Fact shit. I know, right? And we will look it up. We will do our research. We will report it and give you credit for submitting the news article. Yeah. For submitting the news article for the show, because we like giving people credit who help contribute to the show. So there is the news section for the day. Ending with Netanyahu. Netanyahu has been a strong proponent against the deal, in which he found common ground with Trump for. Israel is still going. I'm keeping an eye on the Gaza Strip situation. It is now an incident. Israel did fire in retaliation into the Gaza Strip, which prompted Gaza to fire a new salvo over the wall, and it's a big mess over there. And as soon as I sort it out, I will be reporting on it. So there is the news. So on to the road to affiliate for the morning, and also our shout outs. Our first affiliate this morning, and our only affiliate this morning on the road to affiliate. He is looking for an average of 3 viewers per stream, and he's currently hosting another team member, is Rude Boy JU, or Rude Boy Jew. He does play a variety of games on his channel. If you guys want to check him out, he does interact with the chat, and he is a pretty cool guy. So I'm going to put the link to his channel in the live chat for you guys to check him out a little bit later. And now on to the shout outs.
This just in, Beverly Hills 90210, Cleveland Browns 3.
Alright, our first shout out this morning comes from James Von Maxwell, otherwise known as the Dr. Ginger Hamster on Twitter. Mild Maverick, a mild rebuttal, and his rebuttal is quite mild. She is just freshly graduated from high school. She does have conservative views to a point, but James Von Maxwell does have some points in rebuttal to her video, and he does present them here rather nicely, and he does have a wonderful voice for radio as well as video, so please check that out. You won't be disappointed. And for comic book and cartoon geeks out there, alright, here we go. This is Needle Mouse Productions with 10 times Batman wielded a power ring. Needle Mouse, for those of you that don't know, has a channel that delves a little bit deeper into cartoons, comic books, and things like that to come up with critiques, top 10 and top 5 lists, and also he's got his ear to the ground for new up-and-coming animated series that are coming out, when new seasons are going to come out for currently running shows. He was the one that I went to that told me when the 3rd season for Young Justice was coming out. So he does have his ear to the ground. So you can get a lot of current information from Needle Mouse Productions, so check him out. Making me wonder where she gets all this stuff from. I swear to God, I don't know where Sugar Tits gets her information from. But she did make me flash back to that dull me old grin, so consider yourselves warned. Title for the video is Wizard Sleeve Necklaces. She does explain what a wizard sleeve necklace is, and the fact that this woman is completely out of her mind that she is highlighting in the video. So please check out Sugar Tits video. The link is in the live chat. Yeah, and believe me, we almost didn't make it through the video yesterday when we were watching it because, oh my God, the woman is
insane.
Off. She's off in more ways than one. I almost puked watching that. Yeah, I know, right?
Butter knows what we're talking about.
Butter definitely knows what we're talking about. Alright, I'm going to let this load a little. And yes, the name of this channel is The Closer Look. The title of the video is The Last Jedi, How Comedy Can Kill a Movie. He's talking about bathos, which is a comedic tool in movies, and how the overuse of said tool completely ruined The Last Jedi. It is a very good intuitive look and another way of dissecting. Yep, hey, suit yourself. Hey, suit. So what he does is he breaks down what batho is, and he points out proper uses of bathos in movies, such as Saving Private Ryan and Django Unchained. Go ahead and put your BitChute link in the live chat so everybody knows. This is a shilling channel, suit yourself. Yeah, go ahead, suit. And he does point out several points in the movie where you have a very somber moment in The Last Jedi, and then they inject humor just to completely disjoint everybody.
See, that's the man right there that made me download, Path of Exiles. And
yeah, he made me download it too.
something else I'm going to be working on now, Suit.
Yep. And in the live chat, Suit just posted his BitChute channel, so please click on that, subscribe to him on BitChute. Support him any way you can, because YouTube just hates him right now. I swear to God, YouTube hates him. We love you, but YouTube isn't.
Wait. You want to see something?
You want to see something where oh, yeah.
Always.
Most definitely. And let me go ahead and copy and paste the link to that in the live chat as well. Check these guys out. Comment, like the video if you like it. I swear to God, you should watch it. It's cool.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to do that, and I'm going to have to save this for later.
Yes.
Cool.
Complete movie re-edit.
I'm gonna definitely watch it.
I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I'm definitely
gonna watch
it. Okay, now for our humble monthly. Early unlock can get you games like Hearts of Iron 4, Black Wake, and the Portal Knights if you're not subscribed. I'm going to put that partner link in the live chat now. Go ahead and register. You can get hundreds of dollars worth of games for $12 a month.
He said it's a legit movie maker. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check that out after the show. So please, the subscription can save you lots of money and introduce you to a whole new game, all kinds of new games, as well as being access to the treasure trove they have, which is past games that they have given their subscribers for free, like A Bard's Tale that Jason has recently played, and other games like that. So please check that out. The subscription is worth its weight in gold.
God, it's been forever since I've seen Bard's Tale too.
I know. And in the store, we have on sale is Destiny 2 expansion passes, Hunt Showdown, Cultist Simulator, Everspace. And I do have to admit, the first time I saw the title that I had to do a double take because I actually read Cultist Stimulator because I hadn't had enough coffee in my system.
So, The Forest. The
Forest is on sale for 10% off. Vampire's on sale. Wizard of Legend.
Far Cry
5 is on sale.
10% off on Far Cry 5. If you haven't played it yet, I highly recommend it.
RimWorld is on sale. Dark Souls Remastered. Subnautica is on sale. Lords of the Fallen is on sale. Wolfenstein. There's also early access passes that are available in the store as well. So if you guys want to access that, I'm going to put my shop in the live chat right now because I am a humble partner, which is why I tend to shout this stuff out during the show. Fight scene with Luke. The guys are doing their own fight and adding to the movie. Oh, that kind of... Oh, cool.
Ooh.
Definitely going to watch that. Definitely going to watch that. And we did find some funny memes on Pinterest because every once in a while, here's one that I particularly like. It says, I've got PMS, ADD, OCD, and ADD. I want to cry and look pretty while I kill everyone, but I can't focus on that right now. I'm cleaning. Let me see. There's also some funny military ones that we found somewhere that happen to not be found now that I'm live, apparently. But yeah, there's some pretty cool. You can find some pretty funny memes. Here we go. I'm looking for a moisturizer that hides the fact that I've been tired since 2010.
They have those?
I don't know. Let me see here. Do you exercise much? Yes, I walk with the Lord daily. Oh, good Lord. I'm going to highlight this one because this reminds me of Mitch. My tolerance for idiots is extremely low today. I used to have some immunity built up, but obviously there's a new strain out there. All right, good night, sweetie. You have a good day too, or a good night.
It's good night. It's almost 1:30 in the morning over there.
No problem, anytime, Suit. And this is my literacy project called Maisie and the Treasure Map. This is a twist on writing for me because this is a child's book that you guys can help me with. This is the link to the playlist for the this is a link to the playlist for the chapters that I have written on my blog. The newest one out here is A Relative Has a Clue. At the end of this one, and if you want to read the blog post, each of those are linked in those descriptions corresponding to each of the videos. you have a choice, 3 choices. The choice with the most votes is my writing prompt for the next chapter. Once the children's book is done, I'll give it a final edit. I'll get some cover art done. I will publish it, and all proceeds go to a charity that fights illiteracy. So it is a good cause. I'm not getting any money for this project. It is going all to charity. So please pass that link out. Get people involved. I would love to start writing on Maisie's adventure again. And please follow along with it. A lot of people that have read it have given me the critique of it reminds them of the Nancy Drew mysteries that they used to read as a child. So I'm glad I'm along those lines. This is the best. Yeah. So I have been given some pretty good reviews in that respect, as far as that is concerned. So we are back to the beginning, and I'm going to go ahead and close this out. There are several ways to support this channel. You can hire me by going to, if I spell it right, and hire me as a freelance writer, editor, or transcriber. I'll be more than happy to provide your videos with captions. All my rates are on that website. I would rather earn my money than ask for it, even though we had to kind of try and do a charity stream over the weekend. So if you'd like to hire me, those are my rates. You can also find my blog there and also submit articles there as well for a closer look and also to report. Thank you for the follow, Suit. Also, there's my Patreon link that is linked to my website and the Streamlabs. You can tip the stream below as well. Every little bit helps. It goes to production costs, monthly operating costs for the website, for Evernote, so I can communicate with my co-host Merlin, who, weather permitting, will be here tomorrow morning with us, as well as other things that we use to produce the shows. So on that note, my friends, may your coffee ever flow, may your caffeine be ever strong, and may you have a marvelous Monday.
See y'all later.
Yep, see you later.